I was born in 1968, and I grew up here in Korea. I was born in Gimpo. They call it Osan, U.S. base. And my mother worked there. My parents were challenged financially. If you can eat meat at least once a month, you're lucky. Compared to other Korean kids, I was privileged to taste pizza, fried chicken. And that was because my mother worked in the US base. She was not allowed to bring out those items, but I think she did to survive. And she brought out sugar, salt, bananas and oranges, and leftover foods from her customers. She was working at this office club as a waitress. At age 10, my father passed away. So my mother remarried to an American guy, a military man. And at age 12, I came to the U.S. I lived in the U.S. since I was 12 until now. Basically, I grew up in the U.S. Korean body, Korean stomach. I love Korean food. And then I have mixture of American mindset with some Korean values. Right now, I am, believe it or not, trying to live in Korea. I love this country. I think this is a fantastic place to live. I'm the youngest one. I have two sisters. My mother, in many ways, she does have Korean values, traditional values, but she didn't push that much. She was born in 1937 in Nagasaki. She came to Korea when she was 9, and that was right after the bombing of Nagasaki. And she remembers hiding in a cave during the bombing. She was literally living in, they call it panjachip, a house made out of cardboard boxes or wooden panels, plastic panels. And when it rains, it drips all different places where she was staying. One of the last activity that I did with my father was going to a mountain. Go up there to do a little bit of cooking, making 된장찌개 with gochujang. But it was raining that day, and he got sick. But his immune system wasn't able to handle that. He was in bed for a few days, and then he went to the hospital. And then in 16 days, he passed away. I still remember when my mother told me that we're going to the U.S. And she didn't tell me all the details, like what's going on. But apparently, she made an arrangement. And he agreed. They're still living together now. But that wasn't the plan. I remember seeing this white, tall, blue-eyed American guy, and I didn't know, what was going on. But looking back, new husband to be wanted to see the kids and maybe for us to see him. And then one day, mother broke the news, we're going to the U.S. It was a challenging time for my mother because I'm the only son. And according to Korean regulation and law, only son cannot go. I have to stay in Korea, serve military, and be a Korean citizen, right? According to my paper, my adoption request was rejected. But America accepted adoption request. So I got a visa from the US to go. But Korea said, no, you cannot go. But my mother took me to America, no matter what. When we arrived, our American stepfather picked us up. He was in the Air Force. So we lived in Satellite Beach, Air Force Base. When I walked in the house, first time experiencing air condition. And we had nice toilet and shower. The toilet paper was so soft. In Korea, back in those days, sometimes you use newspaper. You know how Americans, when they mimic how Asians talk, they go, ching chang chong, ching chong, right? But for me, the way Americans were talking, it sounded like, it sounded like that to me. Like, what are they saying? 1980, Kung Fu movie was out. Americans were getting into Bruce Lee. And then, their children. Hey, what's your name? Ching Chang Chong. So I stood up. I remember I was sitting on a picnic table. I stood up and jumped down. And I went, whoom. But in my mind, there was a little problem. I never took karate in my life. I never took taekwondo in my life. I just watched Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee. And then the kids got scared. They all ran away. Oh, I remember that. It was tough. It took me 6 months to be able to carry out some conversation. I got into breakdancing when I was young in the US, and I became pretty good at it and won number of contests, first place. Not a big deal, but it was a big deal for me at the time. And I gave myself a breakdancing name, street name, Cobra. And then few years later, I changed my name from Cobra to King Cobra because I thought I became so good at what I was doing. And I gave that name to me because I was watching King Kong. And I had a ponytail. It was long, 13 inches long. And I had a graffiti jacket and thick shoelaces. And I was doing graffiti at night, DJing and all that. When I was young, I wanted to be an actor. But I never became one. One day, my mother invited me to a church. And then somehow that influenced me and I became a Christian. And then I went to Christian Academy and then Christian college, studied Bible. And I became Bible lecturer, professor, teacher. So I didn't become a priest, but I became a Bible teacher. And then I got invited to a Korean church camp meeting at a private Christian school in Virginia. My major was pastoral evangelism, even though I did not become official pastor, but that's what I studied. But right now, I do marketing, international business relationship. When I was doing Bible teaching, I came to Korea a number of times for speaking in schools and various churches. And after that, when I was doing business, I came to Korea for business. Because I grew up in Korea until I was 12, I still have this Korean in me. I never forgotten my Korean side. But the funny thing is, in America, I am Ching Chang Chong. I am Korean. I am Asian. But in Korea, Korean people call me, I am American. My Korean is not perfect. My English is not perfect. Something will happen to me that will remind me that I'm not American in America. And in Korea, the Koreans will remind me that I'm not fully Korean. But because I do understand both cultures and languages, it comes with perks. People do trust me when it comes to building, for example, international relationship. Identity is only a concept in human minds because we all are human. Our first and the best identity that we should be, we are human. And in that place, discover your passion and purpose in life and go after it. And don't worry so much about you need to be accepted. That will come. It's okay. They may call you Ching Chang Chong. It's okay. Just live your life the best way that you know. My name is Peter Han, and this is my Korean American story.